Good morning, all. CalVacTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday morning, June 5th. Looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. Well, we had inside days yesterday in the ES and the NQ. ES has been up on the daily, even with that inside day. NQ is trying to break out of balance to the upside on the daily and go back to up from balance. Right now, again, there's 70 minutes to go prior to the opening. So if we come out of these inside days, you go with it and monitor for continuation or lack of. Now, because we're dealing with short-term, unreliable, schizophrenic, fragile, glass jaw traders, never count on something to keep going. It would be nice, but I don't count on it anymore. So what does that mean? That means if we gap higher out of an inside day, two things that the bears need to do. Number one is either hold the gap, and number two, which would be even more important, if they don't hold the gap, to fill the gap and come back out of yesterday's range. Because if you do not do those two things, guess what? Remember I said there's a huge vacuum inside of yesterday's range again? We had an 8-wide point of control, right? You're going to at least trade down, possibly get the overnight low and test value high. Now, the market attempted, keyword, attempted to spike above B's high in J. That spike absolutely failed as L period came back, took back the trend day, and M came down. Even though we closed above B's high, that price spike failed. Now, that doesn't mean I'll ignore it if the market does come inside yesterday's range, because it will be very important to hold for value purposes for both of us. So the bulls have three things to lean on early this morning: gap, inside day up, and then where the market attempted to spike from, which is right at value high. And the reason I mention these things is because we see how easily both sides give up their gains intraday. Now, if they do hold at least one of the first two, which is the gap or the inside day up, well, then the next target, we have a 10-wide pocket in ES. Then you have the weekly high from the 28th. Now, that is not the balance high in the weekly. The balance high in the weekly is the all-time high. Okay? And then you have the overnight all-time high. So, bulls have an opportunity here. Now, here's another very poor stat. Yesterday was the second lightest volume of the year. 34.6 million shares. Now, I know it was an inside day, but again, we are not getting either side to participate in this market, either bulls or bears. Now, in the bears' defense, the market's been trying to go up for the most part. The monthly's up, weekly's balanced, daily's going back to up. So, I would really like to see some more fresh blood come in to support this move up. As far as the game plan, again, front-running overnight highs have worked. If we get the overnight high and then push back, a lot more confidence buying either the gap or the gap fill. If we don't get the overnight high and fill the gap, I'll probably still take that long against the overnight low, but it's going to be with much less confidence, even though the value would be higher. Okay? Same goes with NQ. Righty for the moment is just trading inside of yesterday's range. So, again, even if they take out yesterday's high, they're still in balance. They came back into balance on the daily yesterday. And then chart-wise, so ES trying to come out. Well, again, the daily was, I said, was balanced, up to balance because of the inside day. So we're trying to go firmly back up. And in triple Qs and NQ, they are trying. The daily was still balanced for me. I was using this daily high as my balance. So they're trying to come out of basically a 4-day balance to the upside. Good luck trading today. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. And we'll recap at 4 p.m.